Hello, everybody. Right now we have Minnesota going crazy. And for some reason, I am not getting sound on this. Yeah, it should be.
And that's just a block away from the memorial. So you've got two different things that are going on at one time, both reacting to the same issue. And as we mentioned, it's not easy to get down here right now because the perimeter has been set so wide, which has been the role of the Minneapolis Police Department throughout this. They're on the periphery. They're just watching cars come and go and making sure that people don't get in here. So there's a lot of foot traffic, and these people will leave, and then a new group will come. And it's taken on a life of its own because people want to be a part, I guess, of the movement. They're coming here for an hour, they're paying their respects, and they're moving on, but they keep moving back and forth. So it's different. It's had like 16 different emotions throughout the day that we've experienced right here on location, guys.
Mike, I don't know if this will change things, but the National Guard now is going to come in and set up a perimeter as well, and that's going to go from Franklin and 28th.
So they've been saying that Trump doesn't have the authority to do the Insurrection Act. Yet, here we are having Tim Walz, and he has just called up his National Guard in the state because his police can't handle the situation that he has helped create. Now, I am going to do a quick look. I'm going to hit play on this.
On one side to Pillsbury and Interstate 35W. They say they'll let residential traffic in, people who live there, but they're keeping vehicles out. So I know there's this memorial plan there, Maxie, for 7 o'clock tonight. I don't know if that's going to grow or not, if they're not going to let people in. And I don't know if people get upset about that.
If they don't let them in if they don't let them out by foot traffic, they're going to have a problem. You can park a ways away if you're willing to walk, for sure, to get here. And then the other part of that is with the Minneapolis police is, they don't want them too involved in this whole thing because they took the blame during the Floyd. They were in the middle of it. They have to live with this city again whenever this is over. We hope sooner than later. So you've always gotten the sense that they're trying to keep the Minneapolis police officers at arm's length so they don't have to be in the middle of what could be an unfortunate confrontation or situation. So right now, you're just seeing people wandering, and again, now it's starting to feel like the George Floyd. They want to see what's going on. They want to be part of this because they understand it's something big. And I don't see it getting any smaller. It seems like people are joining us almost every 5 minutes. We're seeing more and more people. And a lot of people have come up to us and said, hey, we saw you guys on TV. We wanted to come out here and be a part of it. So I think it will swell unless they don't allow foot traffic to come in.
And during that whole range and iteration of emotion and feeling and protests that you've seen, it's all, they're having no damage, right? No violence that you've seen or are aware of?
No, well, we saw slashed tires. We saw a car with its windows broken out when we got here. Other than that, I would call it minor, obstructing, setting up impromptu barricades with dumpsters, things like that. But no, I don't, and this is a gut feel, and I don't mean to stereotype, but I don't fear when people think about 2020 and the burning of buildings on Lake Street and all those things. I've never gotten the sense that this crowd, and at least in talking to them, that's what they were trying to get out of this, that they were going to burn a building as a symbol of something, or they were going to loot Target or Cub Foods or anything like that. I get more the sense that they want to make a point and they want to be heard than I do that they're going to resort to any kind of violence right now, or that that's on anybody's.
So, this video, about 3 minutes long. Now, this shows the prelude and everything that leads up to what's about to happen. This guy is Blocking traffic. He's allowing only who he wants to go through. Okay. It's that guy right there.
What the fuck is wrong with you? The fuck, people? The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
Now, right? Okay, they're struggling. Okay. This guy on the ground right here is the guy that's about to get shot. All right? Now. All right. Okay. I'm going to back it up. Just a second. Where are we at? I'm wondering if I can do this in slow motion. Okay, I feel like right here and okay. Okay, do you see how this guy is? I'm pretty sure this guy has just drawn his gun. Okay. That's the guy getting shot. He just drew. Okay. And back it up just a little bit more. Right here. Okay. Fighting him.
The fuck, people?
Okay. Yep, I was too late. Right here.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
Where are his hands? His hands are underneath him towards his belly. Do you hear what they're saying? I'm going to back it up a little bit. Listen to what they're saying. I'm going to turn it all the way up. Okay. I'm going to back it up so that I can think they are on.
The fuck, people? The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
I got the sound turned all the way up as much as I can. Listen. Gun, gun, gun. Okay. We'll replay that again. Gun, gun, gun.
The fuck did you just do? What the fuck did you just do? What the fuck?
Killed a guy that reached for a gun while interacting with police. That's what they just did.
Oh my god!
If you want to FOFO and be the FOFO warrior of the day, be my guest.
Oh my god!
But if you
Oh my
attack
God.
a police officer
did you just
and then
do?
reach for a gun when you're
did
getting
you just
arrested,
do?
you will be shot. That is reality. That
Somebody
is the
call the
law.
ambulance.
That is
Somebody
the
call
fact
the
that
ambulance.
people have the
Somebody
right
needs to call
to
the
defend
ambulance.
themselves. Oh,
Somebody
you're
call
gonna say,
911. I
this
can't believe
person
they
was
just
defending
did that.
himself by shoving a cop. The cop is pushing you out of the roadway because you are obstructing traffic. He is not detaining you. He's not arresting you. He is removing you from violating traffic law, from blockading a roadway while they are in the middle of an investigation. Thus, he is impeding an investigation, which is crimes. Both of these are crimes. Now, yes, these are misdemeanor crimes. And if you want to learn how to turn a misdemeanor into a death sentence, watch this video. Let's take it back. I can show you exactly where this goes from misdemeanor blocking traffic into misdemeanor impeding of a police investigation to felony assault to attempted murder of a police officer. Okay? So right here we are in misdemeanor zone. This is misdemeanor land. This is around and finding out at level 2. This is what happens at level 2. You get pushed out of the street. Oh, then you push a cop. Now you've assaulted a police officer. And now he's assaulting this woman. Right there. Why is he assaulting this woman? Why is he assaulting that woman right there? For what reason? She was getting pepper sprayed as well. Why is he assaulting her? Okay? That is violent assault, a.k.a. aggravated assault. You've just entered felony land. Well, you did that a second ago when you shoved the cop, but you just entered into felony number 2 land. And it didn't seem like the cop was actually going to mess with you for pushing him until you started assaulting this lady. Now, let's go into the attempted murder of a police officer, because grabbing a gun while in a tussle with cops would be considered attempted murder. You are attempting to kill one of the officers. That is how this works. That is how a reasonable person would perceive this, as a threat of deadly force. Full stop. End of story. There is no more argument on it. It is like RNG. Renee Nicole Good. Really not good what you did, Renee. Really not good. That's what you did. What this guy did was also really not good. You cannot assault cops. You cannot attempt to kill police. Well, you can. And you see the consequences of these actions. But don't expect me to feel sorry for you for this. There have been many times in my life when I have been arrested. I have never resisted arrest. Haven't done it. Never fled and evaded. Haven't done it. What I'm saying is, unfortunately, when you mess around, you find out. And let's listen again to him finding out.
The fuck, people? The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
Get back. Sit back, somebody. Gun. Dead.
The fuck did you just do? What the fuck did you just do?
You hear him say, gun.
The fuck did you just do?
Gun.
The fuck did you?
What do you expect them to do?
What the fuck did you just do?
You went for a weapon, sir.
What the fuck?
You're surrounded by 5 cops.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
That is the dumbest decision you could have made.
Oh my god!
What you did,
oh my god!
You could have
the fuck
gone to
did
court
you just do?
and may have
the fuck did you just do?
until you did that. he
Somebody
did
call
that.
the ambulance.
There's no walking.
Somebody call the ambulance.
There ain't no need to call no
Somebody
damn
needs
ambulance.
to call the ambulance.
Nobody needs to call
Somebody
the ambulance.
call 911.
You can
I
call
can't believe they just
911,
did that.
but
Holy
nobody needs to
shit.
call the ambulance.
Holy
That
shit.
guy is dead. Like,
Just-
he was dead
Come
on
on.
arrival. Like, he was tripped.
Come on.
There was a trigger that had been tripped, and he had been tripped.
Oh my God, you fucking people, man. You're fucking killing us. Why would you do
Yeah.
that?
Because he went for a gun. A Sig Sauer 9mm
Oh my God. Oh my
P365
God. I can't believe
in
I'm
what
seeing
looked
this.
like
I can't believe I'm seeing this.
olive
Come on,
drab
come on, come on, come on.
with a
Come here,
silver
come
barrel.
on.
Hold on. I will try
Come here.
to
It is.
find the picture of the gun.
Chest seals.
Not slaughter. Mom, we're really gonna play this game. That's not it. We're really gonna play this game. That's not it. All right. Let's go back to the top. Go back to all. And the guy was from Indiana, from my understanding. I saw the pistol already, but I'd like to show you guys. Well, let's listen to what she's got to say.
In other cities and states across the country, we don't see this happen. Local, state, and officials work with us to make sure that we're making their streets safer. I'll point to the city of Memphis, which is where there is a Democrat mayor in place. He worked with us and our federal law enforcement officers, and we saw murder rates drop by 50% because of that partnership. We've seen historic lows in the criminal acts that have happened in that city. We've had the same amount of law enforcement officers there, but a very different result because of the leadership in place. Last week, ICE did over 2,000 different operations, and we saw people be brought to justice and the American people made safer because of that work. We don't have this problem in Texas or in Florida because those individuals in those states work with us and they make sure that they keep peace and calm while they bring criminals to justice. In Minneapolis, Governor Walz and Mayor Fry, they instead choose violence. They instead choose to encourage the destruction of their city and the crime against their people. It appears that they want this lawlessness to continue. It appears that they want chaos to distract from the theft and the fraud and the corruption of their city. I'll remind you that this city has been corrupt for years with what we've seen with people that have been stealing taxpayer money, all under the leadership of Governor Walz and Mayor Fry. I'm asking for all the authorities in Minneapolis and the leaders to work with us. And there are two things that we have repeatedly asked the governor and the mayor to do. Number one, all we want them to do is that when they are going to release a dangerous criminal from their jails, turn them over to us so we can get them out of this country as soon as possible. Since we have been back in the White House with President Trump's leadership, they have released over 490 criminals onto their streets rather than allow us to get them out of the country to keep families safe. The second thing that we have asked the governor and the mayor to do is to help us keep people safe. just give us backup on the streets while we do our targeted operations to get illegal criminals out of our country. And then we wouldn't have to be there facing these types of situations that we face with violent rioters who are impacting and attacking our law enforcement officers. That's all. Those are the two requests that we've asked of them. We've asked them to help us do that so that we can continue to see success in Minneapolis like we see in so many other cities and communities across the country. But they have refused because they want us talking about attacking law enforcement officers instead of the fraud and the theft that they facilitated in Minnesota. One thing I'd like to do before I take your questions on that situation on the storm is give you a few facts about the storm and what we're facing here in the coming days. This storm is going to produce heavy snow. It's going to produce dangerous freezing rain and ice and life-threatening wind chills that will be sustained for days. Dangerous freezing rain and ice and life-threatening wind chills that will be sustained for days. Power outages, road closures, and other impacts have already started to impact the Midwest, the South, and the East Coast. The most important thing that people can do across this country is to please stay off the roads, to stay home when possible, unless you absolutely have to be out and about. That will not only ensure that you and your family are safe, but that emergency responders aren't out there trying to rescue you when they could be out doing other work to proactively keep people safe and at home. Stay alert by listening to different announcements from your local officials and from your state. We want to remind everybody that in these emergency disaster situations, it's your local officials and local emergency managers that go out and execute response to these disasters. Your states manage it, and the federal government is here to support. We're here and have been opened and visiting and talking with all of the governors and local leaders.
All right, I'm Micah Jotcha. You're now watching Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem give an update on the incident in Minneapolis involving a federal officer shooting an individual, and that individual, in fact, dying. We'll get more of Kristi Noem right now.
We are turning those around immediately to make sure that states have the resources from the federal government that they've requested. I have spoken several times on conference calls, but also called personally governors and local leaders to facilitate the partnership that we need to help keep this federal response streamlined with their state responses. The Department of Homeland Security, FEMA, CISA, our cybersecurity team focused on the electrical grid and our critical infrastructure, the Coast Guard and our other federal partners are all embedded in state operation centers across the country. Governors remain in the lead on these responses.
Okay, we're going to go back here.
Are that the president refuses to listen. Oh, well, we're more than disappointed. We are outraged. Part of the bill that was on the floor was to provide more body cameras for ICE. Well, they have them already in the thousands, and they refuse to wear them. So, Secretary Noem, have your officers suit up and put on their body cameras, just like our law enforcement does. To our law enforcement here, we appreciate you, especially those of you who've been working the extra shifts. To the school boards, to the community service volunteers, everybody out there in this community, you make us so proud to represent you in the United States Congress. We hold our head up high with how Minnesota is reacting to this. We celebrate 250 years of this United States of America. And I'll close with quoting Benjamin Franklin. He came out of the Constitutional Convention and he said, it's a republic if you can keep it. Well, we're showing we want to keep it a republic with peaceful protesting. Stay calm, be safe, take care of one another. And when you see a National Guards person out there trying to relieve one of our police officers, know that they're there to protect you. So please respect everyone out there trying to keep us safe. And with that, I'd like to welcome up my colleague from the West Metro, Representative Morrison.
Thank you, Representative Collins. You know, the day after tens of thousands of Minnesotans showed the world how to stand up peacefully against this administration's cruelty, lawlessness, and unacceptable occupation, and demand that ICE leave our state and end this federal invasion, the world is watching yet again as one of Donald Trump's federal agents have shot and killed another United States citizen in broad daylight in the middle of the street. First, we lost Renee Nicole Good, and now Alex Jeffrey Preddy, a 37-year-old man, a Minnesotan, an ICU nurse, a resident looking out for his neighbors as Minnesotans always do.
Alex,
And I
Jerry,
do want to pause
Reddy.
and offer my deepest sympathy
it
and
was a
profound
just removal
condolences to Mr. Preddy's
from this
family
place.
and friends. I am so sorry for your unimaginable loss.
Boom, there it is.
And we are
There's
once
the
again
gun
now being asked
with the
to
threaded
deny
barrel.
what we saw with our own eyes. We watched the videos of a masked federal agent shooting Alex in the back multiple times while he was pinned down by more than 6 other masked federal agents. And once again, DHS has come out with a predetermined narrative that contradicts everything we saw with our own eyes. 2 37-year-old Minnesotans are now dead, a poet and a nurse. For what? We cannot lose any more lives. We need a full, transparent, and comprehensive investigation led by our BCA. And ICE and Border Patrol need to halt all operations in the state and immediately. And Congress cannot be complicit in facilitating these lethal operations and federal occupation of our cities. We are standing here as a united front today, pleading for our Republican colleagues who control the Congress and who took the same oath to defend the Constitution and uphold the rule of law that we did, to stand up and stop this. Put your state and your country first. Put it ahead of your loyalty to this president. Minnesotans are in agony, watching their communities terrorized and families torn apart. ICE and CBP agents are traumatizing our communities, violating Minnesotans' constitutional rights, unlawfully detaining and arresting United States citizens, racially profiling people, forcing schools, restaurants, and businesses to close. And people are dying at the hands of these federal agents.
Threaded barrel
it has
attachment.
to stop now before anyone else.
Doesn't have anything on the underslung.
And I return it.
I'll just point out again the difference between tens of thousands of people just yesterday peacefully protesting, standing up for their neighbors, no injuries, no damage to property. That is how Minnesota and Minneapolis shows up versus what we saw again this morning. That is what is
I'm not saying he wasn't allowed to carry that gun.
Actions that we saw
not what I'm
on
saying.
video, and you can
not
believe
saying
your
that we
own
all
eyes.
shouldn't be carrying guns, because we should. What I am stating is, when you then interact with police in a violent way, and with other civilians, you should expect violence to be returned.
Including a government shutdown.
Right now, we are focused on getting ICE out of the state. And of course, we will use every lever that we have. But I do remind people that Donald Trump runs the White House. And sadly, because to date we have not seen the Republican members of Congress standing up, he also seems to run the Congress. But the point here.
Governor Walz and Mayor Frey allowed that kind of theft to continue, and now they want to perpetuate violence against our law enforcement officers to cover it up.
Secretary,
yes.
You just made claims that the individual posed a threat to law enforcement.
That is no claim. It is the facts. The facts of this situation. This individual showed up to a law enforcement operation with a weapon and dozens of rounds of ammunition. He wasn't there to peacefully protest. He was there to perpetuate violence. And he was asked to show up and to continue to resist by a governor who's irresponsible and has a long history of corruption and lying. And we won't stand for it anymore. These law enforcement officers take an oath. They get up every single day and they go out to protect the public. Many of these individuals live in their communities. And this mayor and this governor have doxed them. They have allowed people to threaten them and their families and expose their identities in order to instill fear and violence. And that's not what America is about. We're going to continue to tell the truth about Minnesota, Minneapolis, what happened here, the theft over the last many years that these leaders have facilitated. And we're going to continue to do our work to get to the bottom of the investigations. And the one question you should be asking is the mayor, the governor, and the attorney general have all confirmed that they have been subpoenaed to come in front of a criminal federal grand jury. So they are covering up and are being in a part of a system where they are going to be brought to justice for anything that they had to do with this investigation. They have confirmed they've been subpoenaed, and they will be in front of a grand jury to get that criminal investigation unfolding and to disclose the kind of fraud that they have allowed to happen.
And do you have any plans to leave Minneapolis?
The White House has labeled the man who was killed in Minnesota as a domestic terrorist. Is that something you agree with? And have you seen any evidence to
when
back
you
up that
perpetuate
claim?
violence against a government because of ideological reasons and for reasons to resist and perpetuate violence, that is the definition of domestic terrorism. This individual who came with weapons and ammunition to stop a law enforcement operation of federal law enforcement officers committed an act of domestic terrorism. That's the facts.
Where's the evidence of his ideology, though?
Drew Evans, of the superintendent of Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, had said during a news conference today that when federal agents blocked his agency from the shooting scene, when they went, got a judicial warrant, they returned, they were still blocked. Why were they
We
blocked?
have asked these state officials to help partner with us on law enforcement operations for months. Ever since President Trump came into the White House, we've asked them for their partnership to stand alongside of us so we could do targeted operations against criminal illegal aliens and to help us make their streets safer. They have refused.
I gotta go top off my coffee.
Over and over again, and they have perpetuated a narrative that is absolutely false. And our federal law enforcement officers will continue to do their work, and they'll do that to make America safe again.
Secretary?
Yes.
Sorry, this is the second DHS law enforcement operation shooting that's happened this year. There was another incident in Portland. 5 people have also died in immigration detention so far this year. Why is immigration enforcement becoming so deadly under your tenure?
Immigration enforcement is exactly what the American people asked for. When we had a Democrat administration in the White House that facilitated an invasion of millions of people over our southern border and let people come into this country that were completely unvetted. We know for a fact that we had hundreds, if not thousands, of terrorists, suspected terrorists, criminal organizations, and gangs that came in and have been committing criminal activities against American citizens for years now, that the American people said enough is enough. We want them out of our country. We want them brought to justice. And they trusted President Trump to go out there and to make America safe again. It is absolutely false to say that there's more incidents with our law enforcement than there was in history before. In fact, our accuracy and our operations are being conducted in a manner that is historic for accuracy and taking care of people and doing so safely. So the narrative with the press that they've perpetuated that we have more individuals that have been jeopardized or that our detention centers aren't at the highest standards is absolutely false. Our detention standards and the people that are being taken care of there are at the highest level they've ever been. They exceed state and local standards, and we'll continue to do that and make sure that people have the facts around how people are treated when they're brought into detention, and then we take them home.
Secretary,
yes.
We've seen some reports about witnesses being taken to the Whipple Federal Building in Minneapolis. Could you explain why the witnesses of the shooting this morning have been taken to that building?
The witnesses to are you talking about the ones that have been detained that are illegal aliens?
No, the witnesses, I think, to the event in Minneapolis.
I won't speak to the investigation and the details, and those will continue to unfold, but I do know that we're continuing to follow the same protocols that we always have.
Secretary, no.
Was there a question back here on the storm?
Does anyone have a question on the storm? We are at FEMA headquarters.
Secretary,
yes.
If these are targeted arrests, why are these immigration agents going after civilian protests out of their way? And second,
this individual impeded the law enforcement officers and attacked them. state the facts as they unfolded on the street today. We were doing a targeted operation against an illegal criminal, and this individual came with a weapon and dozens of rounds of ammunition and attacked them. And these agents took action to defend their lives and to defend the lives of the people around them and acted according to their training. And we will continue to let this process go forward and not allow people like Governor Walz and Mayor Frey to lie about what actually unfolded on that street. Now they have deemed this situation an unlawful assembly, and these leaders aren't even cleaning up the situation that they have as far as the violent riots that we see unfolding in Minneapolis right now. They need to be strong, take action, protect their citizens, and partner with us to go after these criminals that perpetuate violence and to keep our law enforcement officers safe. Let's all be grateful for people who take an oath every day and they go out to enforce the laws. That is their job, is to enforce the laws and to make sure that there is consequences for breaking the law in this country and that it applies equally to everybody. That is what they do. They do it every day. They do thousands of operations every single week, and they do it with excellence. Don't let political corrupt leaders who are just trying to cover up their theft of American taxpayer dollars try to distract you from the facts of the situation. One more question, right here.
Governor Tim Walz said he told Susie Wiles that Minnesota would take the lead on this investigation. Are you working with local law enforcement on the investigation?
This is the same protocol we'll always follow. Who would trust Governor Walz at this point? The man has stood up and encouraged resistance. He has refused to partner with us. He's sacrificed his citizens' safety and their well-being by choosing the side of people who break the law and who steal money and who perpetuate violence. He has chosen all of that and backed an administration previously that allowed an invasion of our country. We need to partner with people who truly understand that the law is the law, and in the United States, we will keep people safe. Thank you. Last question.
You just said that. You already said that.
The president will use every tool that he needs to follow through on his promises to the American people. I'm proud to work for a president that wants to keep people safe, and he recognizes that political individuals like Governor Walz and Mayor Frey need to be met head-on with recognizing that we're not going to allow them to distract us from what they've facilitated for corruption in their state. We're going to treat Minneapolis exactly the way that we have treated every other city across this country as far as helping to make those streets safe. Remember, we have other cities with Democrat mayors, Republican mayors that we worked well with together. We've driven down the crime rates. We've driven down the murder rates. We have continued to keep people safe, and we have stopped hundreds of millions of lethal doses of drugs from killing our children, and have continued to do operations to make sure that we're protecting them, our kids and our grandkids, from the criminal networks that Joe Biden let in and leaders like Governor Walz allowed to be successful and to thrive on the streets of Minneapolis. It's going to stop. All of the control in this situation is in Governor Walz's hands. Partner with us on, before you release a murderer out onto the streets, give them to us so we can get them out of our country. We are focused specifically on child pedophiles and sexual assault and trafficking rings in Minneapolis, have brought dozens and dozens of them to justice. Why is he protecting them and refusing to work with us? All he has to do is, before you let somebody out of your jail onto the streets, is give them to us so we can get them out of our country. The second thing is just keep people safe. Work with us so that we can go get these criminals and get out of there and not have to worry about our law enforcement officers getting attacked by individuals with guns and ammunition and weapons and assaulting and doxing them and their families. We'll continue to do all that we can. We also want to continue to make sure that everybody recognizes this storm is significant. It's the largest storm that we've seen impact the most states and this big of a population in possibly decades. So we want everybody to recognize the seriousness of it. Please stay home with your family. We will continue to give you announcements. We'll continue to work with your governors to get the resources that you need. Go to our website, ready.gov, and get a list of recommendations from us, but continue to pay attention to.
Okay. We already did this, so.
Is your agency compiling the data of quote domestic terrorists?
May I gather your attention, please?
The league's biggest stars shine on a brand new stage, celebrating the season with an AFC-NFC showdown, flag football style.
Yeah,
one game, all the sellies. Tuesday, February 3rd at 8 on ESPN.
The answer.
Let's go ahead. I want to just delve down into this real quick. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's pull this up. I'm looking for maybe. All right. So let's just do a thought experiment. Okay? All right. Right now, all the blue decides to rebel. What do you think? Who wins? This is so insane because, like, let's just do this. Let's continue this thought experiment, okay? If one were to, they were to rebel. Okay, they secede from the Union. All these little counties, and they just had to. They had to secede, you know, all these little counties. In, you know, you got some real big areas. Like this. Right? It even comes up here, basically. And you could even realistically say, right? And that would be, all that would be encompassed. Maybe even all of that would be encompassed, right? That whole area. Right. Okay. How many roads do you think there are in and out of those areas altogether? I'm being dead serious. How many roads? 50? 100? How many? A 1,000? Okay. Now, main roads. Now, highways. All right. This whole West Coast, they would be probably best off, right? Except for the fact that we have so many ships, right? And while this area is blue, it also houses the Marines. And the Marines are red. Red, 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 red. Red. And, you know, I don't want to see what I'm discussing happen, but it seems like people are pushing for it. And I want people to be very clear that this is not a great idea on either side. One, not a great idea because he's already, you know, Segan of the Highland, according to all these people. Right? And doing a put down of a rebellion, you know, people are going to continue to say that. But we're really not talking about a whole lot of area as a whole. I mean, I think Alaska's got the biggest section of blue in the country. It's the center section where the least amount of people live. I see a couple little island chains down here also. They got Hawaii. All Hawaii. They don't even have to worry about it. Except, how are you going to get fed? How are you going to get... Do you think the naval blockade of Venezuela was a joke? Or an incapability to be done to an American port? I'm being very serious. Okay? Like, how many ships would it take to blockade California, do you think? 10? 15? Our Coast Guard has 327 cutters. I'm sure a few of them are Californian. And maybe the Californian cutters break off, and then they've got those to fight us, right? Don't you think that the... Oh, my gosh. How do you think that's going to turn out? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, our guys got all the weapons in the world. We could fight each other. We can destroy ourselves from within. Or we can remove the enemies from within. I think most of us agree that red or blue, purple or green, it doesn't matter. All the leaders are corrupt, primarily. I think that trials, I think everybody in public office right now and has been in office for the last 20 years needs to be investigated. I do. I think that we need to have every politician be investigated into his finances. I think every one of them needs audited. I think they need audited, and I think we need explanations for any of them that received foreign funding. Any one of them that received foreign funding. Any one of them that signed deals that sent money from U.S. taxpayers to foreign lands. That is treason. You extracted our wealth. You kicked our jobs out. You destroyed our factories. 144,000 factories in America. You got rid of 144,000 factories. How many workers and families did you begin to starve? Huh? You see, my opinion is that when they got rid of the Strategic Materials Defense Act is when America began to fall. I believe that's when we lost the plot. Because at that time, no one made anything but us. And there was really no need to let anybody. Would everybody been upset? Maybe. However, not a single American would have been impoverished. Not a single American would have been poor. Every American would have lived well. And maybe we would have acquired a couple more states. Because here's my opinion. If all of you want to come here, why not vote to become a state? If we already support your country, you should be considered a territory. If we give you money so that your people can eat, then you are a U.S. territory. You are not a sovereign country. And if your territory decides to ship drugs into our states, we will execute you inside your territory. Believe that's what he said. I think we'll just kill him. That is the correct attitude to have when they are sending in things that are killing your people and making your people weak. I have lived the weak life. And I will tell you, I would not wish it on my enemies. We need to come together in this nation. Red and blue, white and black. We need to come together. If the wolves that want to eat us are let in, who's going to protect your family? If we do not unite and stop this, these people that are being extradited out of our country, that are being kicked out of our country, came here illegally. They violated federal law. You can say it's just a misdemeanor. I don't give any. I have 0 F's to give on that. I say the ones that came over here illegally have to go. Everyone believes this. If you don't believe this, you don't understand what's happening. And I mean that very seriously, and I'm not trying to speak down to you or speak like you are less intelligent. But what I am trying to tell you is the plot of the global elite for the last 70 years has to bring about America's downfall from within by weakening us. That has been the communist idea for the last 100 years. It's in their books. We lost the plot, though, when we got rid of that bill. Because before that, everything that could be used in a war effort had to be manufactured here, produced here, processed here. We wouldn't have a single American out of work. And maybe we would increase our immigration allotment because of how many jobs we would have, right? And if you have 100% employment and excess jobs, right, then you need more workers. Then you import people. You don't import 1 million people when you don't have enough jobs for the people that you have. That makes no sense. That lowers everyone's wages while everything else goes up, because now there is less of it, because there's more people using it. There's more people eating the food. There's more people living in the houses, more people using the power. It is basic mathematics. I know they probably didn't teach that in most public schools. I mean, at least not real math. I don't know. I don't know what they think is going to happen if they continue this on this trajectory. What do they believe is going to happen if they continue down this trajectory? Oh, look, they're going to play the video for us.
The gunshots. We have team coverage this evening from across the metro for you. We want to begin with Frankie McLister. He's been at the scene all day. Frankie?
Frankie McGlister.
Yeah, Frank, we got here between 9:30 and 10 a.m., and it's just been evolving all day long. When we first got here, our crew, me and my photojournalist, Ray Campos, there was an immediate standoff with federal agents and community members right at 27th in Nicollet, and also there was another one on the other side, 26th in Nicollet. We're going to show you some video right now of what the scene kind of looked like earlier today. Now, the scene, it was definitely a chaotic one. We first saw federal agents with Border Patrol, ICE, and HSI on site. Now, Minnesota State Patrol were also here trying to secure the scene. It was when a community member began throwing snow at agents when chemical irritants began to deploy this morning, now causing that entire congregation to just push back and move the entire crowd. In the meantime, there, we spotted a dumpster.
This guy looks so giddy.
Other authorities were trying to contain that, too. Now, one of many we spoke to said he never used to really protest at all, but came out here today.
Knowing that everybody was gathering here, that, besides just doing something about it, I can't really say much else. Making sure everyone stays safe as well. And just, I know safety works better in numbers a lot of the time with these things. So.
And kind of, if you don't mind just describing the environment for our viewers, what it kind of looks like out here right now and feels like in the air.
It just feels scary. A lot of people are at their wits' end and just want ICE to leave.
So I want to paint the scene of how we got to what the environment feels like right now. Agents did end up moving out in an entire congregation, leaving this entire area just to State Patrol and Minneapolis Police. I'll step out of the frame so our photojournalist Ray can kind of show you what you're seeing right now, and that is no law enforcement. What ended up happening, Minnesota State Patrol ended up moving out of the area as well. Minneapolis Police are the only authority that I can see to my vision, and that is very far away from where we are right now. This is exactly where the shooting occurred this morning, and it seems to me that Minneapolis police have just an outskirts of the area kind of barricaded to prevent cars from going through these streets. Guys?
Frankie, you probably can't see it and you're not aware, but we do understand now that the National Guard is also helping the Minneapolis police with that perimeter that stretches a few blocks away from there. So if someone sees them, that's why they're there. But thank you.
Alex Pretty, this is a community that has been rallying and still continuing to come together, not just today, but over the course of the last several months. And what we've heard today is calls for ICE to leave the streets of Minneapolis. Now, earlier today, we were at the scene as well on 26th and Nicollet, and I did have a chance to talk to a business owner there. Just important context to remember that this shooting today happened on East Street, which is what the city touts as a cultural hub that people can take one another to when you have friends or family in town. I talked to a restaurant owner early today, and here's what he had to say.
Nicollet Avenue has been that safe space for so long. Of immigrants, of diverse people coming together for healing, for safety, for comfort, and now it's being violated right here in the heart of the city. But we're doing what we do best, protect our people, keep our people safe, and remember that Minnesota, this is one love and one Minnesota. We're leading with compassion, we're leading with community, we're leading with heart. Nobody's going to break the Minnesota one love.
I will say that guy not only spoke very eloquently, but I actually believe that he is peaceful. However, the agitators in the crowd are not peaceful. Unfortunately. This was just peaceful protest. Like, it's an unlawful assembly right now, technically. Yes, is it peaceful? Except that they're blocking a crime scene.
Yeah, and Adam, I don't think that rally was organized till about 2 hours ago, which makes the crowd pretty impressive. Thanks for your live report there. The mayor of Minneapolis and the Hennepin County Sheriff have both asked Governor Tim Walz to call out the National Guard for help.
This is some footage earlier showing military vehicles rolling into the Whipple Federal Building to relieve the deputies there. That's where our
so they can go handle the situation.
Right Connor, what else has
and we'll see if they win.
Over the last few hours?
Because they got pushed out last time.
The scene itself has remained calm. We've actually gone into one of the public parking lots a little bit further away from the building to show you some of those military vehicles. These are National Guard.
About to have to go get another refill, guys.
In the front cabins of these trucks, they are in military camouflage with reflect.
I'm going to see if I can't find us a better video of the actual live, though. Matt Morris has always got good video. Check in on what he's got.
See if we have any breaking news updates here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight.
Yeah, if you guys want to just go look at Matt Morris TV, he's awesome. The guy's awesome.
I'm seeing if I can get eyes on the National Guard. Where are they going? Where are the National Guard?
Yeah, they're not going to help them.
Where are the National Guard?
Come on, man.
You know what? I'm going to go on TikTok. Maybe there's a live broadcast on TikTok I can find here.
How many people do you think are there?
Sometimes
1,000
people streaming
2,000
these riots.
people that are still standing in the zone of a.
They could be waiting for dark. Could be.
I don't want to get.
We do tend to see that sometimes. Taking a look around here. Stand by here, ladies and gentlemen. So they got a fire. They've got a good old like hobo fire pit here. They're warming their hands up. They got a hobo fire. Okay. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I think for the time being, I think we're looking at the best angle we have. So, like I said, yeah, it seems to me to be the case that the National Guard they've been deployed to protect the Whipple Federal Building. It's the ICE facility, which means that the Minneapolis City Police that had been stationed outside the Whipple Federal Building, now they can relocate and come back downtown. So it's a little bit of a shuffle is what's happening here with the National Guard. That seems to be the case. You think they're down there burning chemically treated wood, killing brain cells? I would not be surprised. They're throwing chemically treated wood onto the hobo fire.
Yes, they are. Most definitely, probably using pallets.
Fumes, killing their own brain cells. I would not be surprised.
You know, and it's so good for the environment, Matt.
That's probably exactly what's going on. Yeah, it's getting smoky down there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But I'll tell you what, he does such a good job on commentating. You
can hear him chanting. Some group of,
try to find another video.
Right now, they're taking up such a huge area, blocks and blocks and blocks. You can hear some group of them down here chanting. Dude, they've got Cheez-Its at the anti-ICE riot. Oh man,
maybe I'll get him to be able to. I'll send him a request.
This season, you've got places to go, people to see, and things to do. You may have already gotten vaccinated for flu and COVID-19, but other respiratory illnesses.
Pieces of shit.
That video is exactly 34 seconds.
These guys are way they do way better than I do. I'm just getting into it, trying to. I don't know where they even get all their videos from. They probably follow people that I don't even know about. That's not. Yeah, those are all bogus. That's not. That's old. I saw that earlier. Dang it. Yeah. ICE agent shoots another person in the head. Okay, let's see
But
this.
I did
see how they're covering this.
Fred, in
I'm
the
gonna
ground in
go
Minneapolis,
get
even
a drink, guys.
through residential
I don't know if
neighborhoods.
anybody's
as soon
in here
as
yet, but I'm gonna go
ICE
get a drink.
starts on operation, we hear whistles blowing, people alerting their neighbors that these operations are ongoing. They try to get close to those federal agents. They try to film those federal agents. And that is still going on. That is still very much something that those citizens of Minneapolis have taken very seriously and have tried to do. Now, we don't know what was the relationship of this man to that local, if that is the reason why he was there, but that is just something that we have seen happen time and again, is a concerned citizen get involved, trying to get some sort of accountability for these actions from these federal enforcement, federal agents in Minneapolis, Fred.
Yeah, Julia Vargas Jones, you make a lot of very important points there, and particularly what preceded the moment where we all saw the video begin.
Scoop into cocoa season with our frozen cocoa concrete mixers at Culver's.
The suspect approached the federal authorities and had a weapon, but we don't know at what point the discovery was made that the officer saw that he had a weapon. We did hear from the Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara earlier, who said he is a lawful gun owner with a permit to carry. So still.
And if I can add to just that, Fred, I was surprised in the past week while we were there, as I spoke to other protesters, that people have handguns. They carry handguns, they have a license, and they feel that that is their right, and they bring it out for their protection. It is not uncommon to see that. So again, very crucial to know, how is it that they learned about that handgun?
See how one-sided this is.
If there was something that came up, to know why those agents reacted the way they did and eventually killed this 37-year-old
in the last hour,
man.
if you saw perhaps Sarah Sider's live shot, she was talking to one of the gentlemen that came out in protest.
Got more subscribers than I do.
A licensed gun carrier, and that people do it all the time. I mean, those who are permitted to have their weapons, and but we have to hear what precipitated the actual takedown, because Greg Bavino did say, his words were, the suspect approached the agent with a 9mm firearm, but we don't know how that was revealed. All right, Julia Vargas Jones, thank you. All right, stay with us. We have so much more straight ahead. Second deadly shooting involving federal authorities out of Minneapolis.
That's not live. That's a rerun. Let's see what we got here.
Rights group, they're the ones hosting this, and you can see the signs all over already. People
This is from WCCO, CBS, Minnesota.
This is a community that has
Minnesota.
been and still continuing to come together, not just today, but over the course of the last several months. And what we've heard today is calls for.
What? Okay.
An impassioned plea specifically to Republicans across the country, and specifically members of the Republican Minnesota delegation, to appeal to the White House to end this. That is something that we have not heard before, but we're definitely hearing that today.
Will
live from Minneapolis City Hall. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Esme.
Till they're
As we've seen,
all
the protests are
gone.
still happening in parts of the metro this evening.
And more planned for later. Mike Max is in Minneapolis right now. Maxie, where are you, and what's happening?
about a block away from the incident right now. There's it's not really a protest as much as it is a rally, I would say. Up front, they're banging a drum and they're yelling out sometimes with a megaphone, and they've got the attention of a crowd that's kind of been coming and going now. People want to be a part of the movement. They come down here for a while, then they go home. They see what they want to see, then they go home. They've certainly got them fired up right now, though, but it's not as big a crowd as we saw about an hour ago, maybe because the night's about to fall. This is the tale of the day, though. You can see this. This was the impromptu put up barricade so that vehicles couldn't get through. That was earlier today when we were out here. Now, if you come around here, you see kind of Minnesota, I guess, over here, because there's not a lot of stores open. Impromptu coffee, free coffee for people. A couple of storefronts have put that up so that people can come out here and feel comfortable as best you can on a day like this. And then down the way, you can see the barricades and the dumpsters so that you can't get traffic through here. And there's a bit of a perimeter put in place by the people and the protesters out here today. The bigger perimeter that we saw was when we came out here today. Minneapolis police is on probably 5 or 6 blocks in each direction, checking and not letting cars through. So this could go on for a while, but as nightfall sets in, it feels a little bit different, maybe because it's getting a little bit colder. But I think a lot of people just want to be a part of this, just want to observe history and see what's going on down here and show their support.
Makes sense. Michael, thank you. The man a Border Patrol agent shot and killed was a 37-year-old ICU nurse who worked at the VA.
Before moving here, Alex Pretty grew up in Green Bay.
Nope. Let's go back to here. Back. Okay, that's not working. Close. All. DBJ on YouTube. Here we go, guys.
Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson.
Thank
Ring
you,
6, January
JB.
31st. Watch only on DAZN.
I wanted the word cuppa, as in cup of tea, I thought it would be great to mix with hug. When I saw the domain was available, I was like, I'm taking it, I'm trademarking it, I'm going with it.
That it's always tragic when we lose a member of our community. And
come on! Yeah. We hear your pain! It's fucking terrible! I'm sorry for Renee! I'm sorry for Alex! You don't give a damn about us! We hear you! Here you are.
Wow. It seems like these people are upset. And they've taken over the rooftops, it looks like, hanging signs from it. So are they up there armed? Do we know? Yes, carrying guns is a constitutional right given to you by your founding fathers. That is facts. I 100% agree, Whiskey Sadie. These aren't my chats. These are his.
what we're doing. We've been doing it. We've been loving our people, and nobody cares. We've been marrying Hispanics and natives to stay in the country. Nobody cares.
Wonder what they're burning.
I don't want to live off your death. I don't want to live off nobody. What makes us different than a fucking vampire or cancer or a virus? If we only way we live if somebody else dies. Yeah. I don't want to live off your death. Yeah. We love to say this is love, Pete. This is love. This is love. I don't want you to die. God to live. This is love, Pete.
Okay, we get it, Coach Chatman. For what reason? Guys out. No more, no more. Enough is enough.
So, Cheapo Records.
One people.
Seems like Cheapo Records may have let them in onto their roof. DHS should probably look into that. Into a fervor.
Everybody that's with us, I swear to God, God bless you guys, and fuck it, migra. We're one and only community. We support each other. Fuck everybody that are with us, against us. Chica migra. Chica migra. Chica migra. Fuck it. Fuck it. Ice out of Minnesota! Ice out of Minnesota! Fuck ice out of Minnesota! Ice out! Everywhere else! Fuck ice! Everywhere! Fuck ice! Fuck ice! Haram! 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 Chica la mía! Haram is bad. Just to let you guys know. But
Haram is bad, just so everybody knows. Oh, are we a Muslim nation now? Is that what's happened? Did we go over there and kick their asses just to bring them here to take over our country?
God bless America. We're still standing. We're still standing for our community.
This makes no sense.
God bless everybody. And each of all of you guys are.
Minus 7 degrees Fahrenheit.
Thank you for all your support. Chica migra.
This is insane. So, I turned them down because they're just. Ooh, you got him. Call him a puto.
On base 40.
Oh, they're so hurt. You're so tough.
That means I moved through this country with privileges I didn't earn and protections many others are denied. I can choose to protect.
Tell that to the white man that was just shot.
I can choose to look away when families are torn apart.
This is hilarious. Tell that to Renee Nicole Good, who's also just shot. There isn't white privilege. There is wealth privilege. There is two-parent privilege. There's good home privilege. Good education privilege. Those are privileges. Good family privilege. I've never met somebody from a good family that Never met somebody from a good family that didn't have a good head on their shoulders. And if with a good head on your shoulders in this country, you can always make something of yourself if you apply yourself and attempt and try and knock on the doors and go out there and do it. Doesn't matter who you are.
What I experienced for those 3 days is what many black, brown, indigenous, immigrant, and undocumented people live with every single day. The constant threat of detention, incarceration, separation, and even death. I got to leave, but many never do. So to my fellow white Americans, this is our moment to decide who we are, what you stand for. We don't need to be saviors. We don't need to be centers, but we need to be brave, and we need to be loud, and we need to be here. Using your privilege for good means showing up when it's uncomfortable. It means risking arrest, risking criticism, risking the false sense of safety that the system offers us in exchange for our silence.
The only false sense of safety you have has been given to you by men.
Hold down this tiny button on the side and yell into there. Can y'all hear me? Yeah! Can y'all hear me? Yeah! You guys can hear it. Hold on. Sorry, guys. You said criminals. Hold on. Can y'all hear me now? Yeah! You said criminals, but a 5-year-old's not a criminal. No! Right? You gotta keep hold on. Hold on. Here. You said a 5-year-old. 5-year-old's not a criminal. No. A criminal is you. A criminal is you wearing a mask. You murdered this man today for carrying his second right amendment. You have a weapon. He has a weapon.
He got murdered today because this white man reached for his weapon.
Fuck you, you motherfucker. I take the mask off, you piece of shit, and come across us like a man. You are hurting your family.
He says with his mask on.
Fuck you. You are a whore. Your bitch is a whore. Your wife is a whore. Your mother is a whore. Everybody in your family is a whore, you piece of shit. Fuck you, Donald Trump.
Well,
The people united will never be defeated.
at least everybody in his family, at least it's a whole family affair. They're all hoes. Is that like the ones at the that you get Farm Fleet? It was that many. You'd think you'd have some good money coming in. Sounds like he's pimping. Sounds like Ice is pimping. Yeah.
I hope to have a career going forward to implement changes, policy changes, and whatnot. I want to validate the message that our brother had. Fuck it, take the mask off. I don't give a fuck. I got nothing to hide. You got nothing to hide. Thank you, first of all, to our Black African American brothers and sisters, Native Americans, Hispanics. It doesn't matter where the fuck in Central or South America you're coming from. Thank you.
Only if it's from Central or South America. If you're coming from North America, it's not okay. This is racism. And yet, here they are standing there declaring they're the anti-racists. How ridiculous of a person do you have to be?
Not a lot of times do we come out here and demonstrate the way we're doing it in such an organized fashion, and with police presence that's given so much respect, you know? They would have probably mobbed this motherfucker.
The police have told you to to stop it 4 hours ago. They said it was an unlawful assembly. 5 hours ago, they said it's an unlawful assembly. With police presence, and they're being so cool. Like they haven't come in and started batoning us for violating the law by contaminating a crime scene that had been taped off of what you guys claim is a murder, right? See, this is how ridiculous they are. They claim this was a murder, that this guy was murdered, and then they destroyed the crime scene so that the murderer will get away. That's real intelligent, guys.
Everything that's happening right now, it's necessary to have actions done in the present time. However, this timing should allow us to understand that moving forward, we have to pass down a message of equality to our kids. We have to show them the right values so that they don't fucking end up in the future joining an organization like ours. I need to be clear.
They can't even allow him to speak.
I need it to be clear.
Go ahead.
Understand something. This is really important. I come from Los Angeles.
I'm from here too. Okay, can he talk now? Can he talk, please? No disrespect.
You can talk after.
Yeah. I was raised here in Minnesota. This is what we live today. Okay.
She's upset right now.
Today and yesterday. Yeah,
we all. Oh my gosh. Do you see how this is? They're all out here virtue signaling, seeking attention.
Are joining an organization because they lack values.
What the fuck today?
Because they lack
They were shot like a week ago.
the proper parenting. No, it is because of money, of course. But I don't give a fuck how much money they pay me. My values are stronger than that money. My values are stronger than anything they can give me.
ICE, if you're recruiting still,
So now,
well, he's available.
is moving forward, anybody here that has kids, anybody that's growing up, any adolescent teens, or anybody that has children, let's instill those values in them so that then when they grow older, they don't find themselves
Sorry, guys. Commercial.
when those kids didn't find values and they joined gangs. This is what the fuck it is. It's a big-ass gang. It's a big fucking dangerous-ass gang that...
I gotta get another refill, guys.
Find any sense of belonging anywhere else, so they had to choose to find it there. Now they're bullied because they don't know how to find that authority within themselves, because they probably came from families and parenting that didn't provide that shit for them. So moving forward, it's very important that to the next generation, to our children, we pass and instill those values into them so that they don't fucking end up being those motherfucking bullies. It's really important that we think about that moving forward, and that's the only message I wanted to leave y'all with. Right now, the time is for change. Let's remember this as a time that we came together, no matter the race, creed, religion, color. We came together and did this shit. That's what the fuck historically this is gonna be remembered as. Thank you so much.
Yeah, ICE out. ICE out. ICE out.
ICE out now! ICE out now! ICE out now!
ICE out.
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 ICE out now! 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 ICE out now!
ICE out. ICE out.
Sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle. No, it's late for it. Wife got for me this morning, but I got called into work.
Are you Kel's mom?
Yeah.
Are you Kel's mom?
How you know?
I noticed because I came to your the Friendsgiving.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember me. It was the first time
time I met you and the first time I ever seen you.
Oh my God, nice. You recognize me with the
I
mask
just
on?
recognize because your eyes look familiar and you was TikTok living and I know you be TikTok living.
Oh, thank you. You want to say something? About TikTok?
You got livers on here right now?
Yeah, it's on live. So how do you feel about the situation right now?
Right now, I feel distraught. I feel, confused about what's going on. So I think a lot of people do feel confused. I think they're weaponizing our confusion too and using it against us so we, get more divided and divide and conquer. But, through this confusion and for me to try to understand what's going on, I'm trying to document it. And I'm trying to, film and document this because this is, his history right here.
Yes, this is history, yes. And how do you feel about how Trump is trying to divide us as race?
I think it's terrible. I think that's, race politics. That's identity politics at its finest. And that's how, throughout history, that's how they've always done it, to divide and conquer. And that's how they've always controlled us throughout the time. Dividing us, affiliating us between group and group.
Can't even get a clear message out.
So we can't come together. All of that together is how we really get something done.
Just let them know they fuck with the wrong state, right? Because we stand together.
Minnesota has been quiet for a long, long time, but nobody has really understood what happens here. But we're quiet, but we're very desert, very quiet, like quiet and desert here.
Yes. Are you gonna be here tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you. Go to the other side. Okay. They're going by. All right.
What's your name? I'll follow you on TikTok. I'll tell send me your
Fuck ice! Fuck.
Oh, they brought speakers.
Break the leg.
Minus 9 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll give them this. They are dedicated.
Yeah, it's a bunch of groups. Every side, certain groups and certain groups.
-9 and you're outside.
Now, when the haters are the Undertaker, the crowd doesn't stand a chance when the international bankers are walking through the stands. Slide your ass in sand. You think you would
I don't know.
So that's where, I'm sorry, I just got it. So this is where the could be land in Atlanta. This is what's the area.
All these are on TikTok. I'm probably going to hop off here and jump back in a little bit. I believe that it'll probably start picking up around 7 or 8. And I will probably hop back in whenever I think something's kicking off. All right, guys. God bless.
Is a memorial visa. So guys, tomorrow, same time, inshallah. People out here, they're mad. People are pissed. How do you guys